Alrighty. I need to change the screen. Alright, cool. Just came back in Albania. First rate cut of this week will be volatile. Let's take a look at it. So this week, I'm expecting, volatility as usual. The market is volatile. The only thing I would say is be careful with Monday, Tuesday, because it's a rollover week. We'll be rolling over December contracts probably on Wednesday or Thursday morning. Yeah, probably on Wednesday after hours or during Wednesday session, which is also FOMC. So here's the market calendar for today. For this week, Monday, there's no red folder news, just 8:30 orange folder. I would say either skip it or maybe look at PM session if possible. Tuesday, red folder 8:30 should be a great day. Wednesday, FMC, definitely look for, watch the market in the afternoon session. Don't take any unnecessary risk in the morning. Thursday, 8:30 unemployment claims, and the rest is orange folder and no news on Friday. Same deal on Thursday. The AM session should be pretty good. For energy, it's usually midweek. It's the same deal: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Still, if you're trading crude oil or other energy sector assets, focus on the midweek. And the earnings calendar is pretty empty this week. I think that's due to FOMC. They usually don't schedule earnings and revenue in the after hours during FOMC weeks. So there's nothing much going on the earnings side that could have an impact on Nasdaq or indices in general. All right, market. Fun part. Cool. Let me change the screen. All right, cool. So this is the weekly chart. Let me go down to daily actually. So we had a 5 up close days last week. So the whole session, whole week was just uptrend, or market is trying to reach up to the liquidity. As you guys know, we have a lot of liquidity resting 965, 964ish. That's definitely my target. I probably target. I think we're gonna be going more though, but that'll depend on how price reacts to this level, obviously. But this is a market maker buy model on the hourly or 4 hourly, and depends on how it reacts from here. We might be seeing 20k. So this high from August 22nd, 20k, and the other high from July 23rd, which is 20.1k. But that'll depend on how price reacts to 19,694. So here on the 4 hourly, this is how it looks like. So you guys remember I mentioned this BPR below the sell side. We literally just coming from that level right here. The bodies are respecting also. All the sell side was purged. We had a massive reaction. We have a PO3 here. There's no reason to look for bearish moves at this point because of this structural shift. We have a breaker block here. So basically accumulation, manipulation, distribution is in play. I mean, actually this is expansion right now, targeting 649. But ultimately, if you're a market maker buy model or a market maker model trader, you should be targeting for 20k. I think that should be the real draw on liquidity. And these highs here will be targeted. I'm not sure if that's going to come this week or later time, but it's definitely possible. On the daily, we have some daily fair value gaps. I do not think they're going to be tested or they're going to be traded into until 694 is traded up. So what I'm expecting is, let me just annotate the daily fair value gap from last week, the latest one. So here's what I'm thinking. Because the 4 hourly has the OB and we kind of spiked above it, I would expect the OB from Thursday, the 4 hourly, holding price for 694 liquidity run. So that being said, I don't want to see daily BISI getting traded into. I mean, this could obviously be invalidated easily during overnight session, but for me, for now at least, from what I'm looking at, I want to see that level, quote unquote, breakaway gap and price levitating towards 694 as soon as possible, because I think the algorithm or the market really wants to get that done, and then maybe we can see some daily BISI retest for these highs here, 20k. That could probably come with FOMC also, like wick down into daily BISI and IFED and go up, very likely on Wednesday. Look for the hourly OB. I mean, that level looks good. We also have potential immediate rebalance here. That could be another thing right here. The candle on Friday could be an immediate rebalance from the afternoon session, and the invalidation would be obviously going below these lows. That would be an invalidation for me. In that case, I would be looking for long setups for later in the week. That would be better because in terms of reward, it'll be bigger. But yeah, let me check the hourly real quick. Hourly looks a bit messy because of the Friday's slow move. Again, though, we kind of break out from that range, the accumulation, right? Because of that, I actually don't want to see price digging down to sell side, because it already did the damage there. So here it took the sell side before the breakout, so I don't want to see price coming back down there and just like fucking around in the sell side of the carrot, right? So I would expect more rally from here. The south side sweep also caused bullish S&T. I'll just look at it real quick. But yes, probably will be seen better on the hourly. Let me just close the indicator. Yep, that's also an S&T. So yeah, that being said, like in terms of probability, it's less likely to seek sell side here on the higher time frame because it already did the damage. SMT kind of confirms it as well. The only thing I want to see is if it's really bullish, it's gonna just displace above the 694. Okay, that'll change all the sentiment for the whole month. If it starts waking up there, then we could see some more sell side, because remember last week's NWOG, it's actually inefficient, which concerns me a little bit. So keep that thing in your mind. Where's Monday? So here. This is the gap. Hold on. Where's the 8 o'clock? Yep. And walk up. What's going on? So the level is 377. It's still inefficient, which concerns me a little bit. Not for this week though. This week looks clean by model. Above 694s. Alright, let me check the 15-minute real quick. We have some sort of relatively equal lows here on the 15-minute. So overnight session, if it dumps a little bit initially, I wouldn't be surprised using the inversion fair value gap. So if it goes below the NWOG, works its way around that level, and then goes for the buy side for the New York session, that kind of narrative would not surprise me. It would be even better because it means that it's going to have more fuel anyways. So these highs, these lows rather, from Friday 3 p.m. and 12:45. Doesn't have to do it though, but if it does, it'll be faster. Alright, that's it for NQ. 694, baby, let's get it. Yes. Let me start with the daily. Same deal with the yes. So we have kind of clean highs. It was swept, but it still looks clean. This is equal highs on SPY, which is interesting. Not on ES, but on SPY, it's equal highs, which will be a high probability draw. and then I can see this going up for the all-time high. Too early to tell, but it could, because I was looking at the December contracts on Nasdaq. So here, the low from April 18, it actually got swept. So in September contracts, yes, it did not sweep it, but in March, in December contracts, it swept, which means we have an SMT divergence here actually, and this doesn't necessarily have to act as a draw on liquidity. But we'll see. That's more macro analysis. All right, let me check ES 1 hourly, actually 4 hourly. Same deal on ES. I'm looking for September 2nd highs. For narrative though, let's see. It's kind of slowly grinding higher. Same deal here though. It has an immediate rebalance right here. Traded into the OB, rejected it, and that low should be a catalyst for ES to get above 664, 669, 670-ish. And if it displaces above it, I think we're going to be seeing all-time highs on ES, because there's nothing in between all-time highs and this high for ES. All right. ES traders should be feeling good for this week. Crude oil. Hate this asset. Alright, this is the annotations from last week. I know you guys don't trade crude oil, neither do I, but I'd like to go over it real quick. So I'm still bearish on crude oil. We have this breaker block here, which is kind of rejecting right now, and because of that breaker block, I actually want to see the daily CB being a breakaway gap. If it's really bearish and if it's really strong, it's gonna just roll over down and tag some lows here. I believe the equal lows from July 2023 should be the real draw on liquidity on crude oil. The narrative though, in terms of narrative, again, the only thing I can say from the daily chart is that I want to have a breakaway gap here for a stronger move to the downside. That's it. If it goes for the fair value gap into the BIST, the move will not be as strong as I want, or in this case as weak as I want, and I would disregard this BIST and I would look for the inversion fair value gap right here instead, for a wick into that red box basically. All right, crude oil, let me just put this for later use. Breaker is not retested yet. It could go up there. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Okay, gold. I'm so wrong about gold, man. I was bearish last week, looking at the equal lows. I was thinking about like could invert this fair value gap and start some sort of market maker sound model, but instead it broke out. I'm not touching this. I don't have any bias. It's all-time highs, and don't fade the move for now, at least until it forms a market maker sound model. It's going to target these lows at some point, and then I'll have my interest on gold. For now, I don't have any interest in this asset, same as silver. So I'm skipping those two. Let's take a look at DXY. This is the fun part. So the DXY, again, this is the last week's annotations. I believe the draw on liquidity is 99.58 for this week. Not for this week, but overall. For the week, it should trade below 105. Last week, it was just engineering or building both buy side and sell side. Now, the only thing I could say is I want to see, because the draw is lower, it's going to go for the low hanging fruit, which is equal lows, 105. But depends on how it reacts after taking that sell side. I might be saying, okay, it swept the equal lows, now it should go for a turtle soup equal highs and then keep going 99.5. This might be the scenario if it rejects the low hanging fruit, but if it displaces and speeds up after taking that liquidity, then I'll be like, okay, 99.6 is this week's objective, guys. So hope that makes sense. Same deal with Nasdaq, by the way. Once it engages with the equal highs, if it starts slowing down, don't look for more long setups just quite yet, because equal highs or equal lows usually acts one way, okay, two ways. It either turtle soups it and goes the other direction, in this case, which usually has equal lows and equal highs on both sides, or it uses as a fuel to keep going and to displace more, and to go for the actual liquidity. Same deal with Nasdaq. So the XY is that Euro USD GU. These assets should be really bullish. Euro did not complete the market maker buy model just yet. It has not purged the external, and what it seems like to we have, I think, hourly relatively equal highs here on the daily. I mean, I don't see it on the daily, but because these highs are pretty, let me go on the hourly right here. This should be a market maker buy model for Euro. On the hourly it looks cleaner, but let me go down to the daily real quick. This is what I meant to say. So last week it formed, 2 weeks ago actually, it formed the bearish order block. Last week before Sunday, or on Sunday, I was talking about this order block getting rejected. Because of that, I wanted to see one more sell side sweep, and then changing the state of delivery and turning in the buy model, targeting first of all the low hanging fruit 112, and then overall objective 113-ish. This looks cleaner on the hourly, and the reaction from the low on the daily kind of confirms what I wanted to see. So south side of the curve, buy side of the curve. This asset should really move this week, and FOMC kind of confirms that as well, because FOMC means volatile dollar and volatile forex currencies. Looks nice actually. Maybe I should trade Euro futures this week. I don't know. GU, same deal, guys. This is the stronger pair comparing to for a Euro, because it took the external, so it's relatively stronger. We have these equal highs here at 100 and I think 35-ish, 36. Same deal though in terms of narrative. The daily order block was retested and rejected last week. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to sweep south side and shift the market from there and target the highs again. And it kind of confirms the reaction, kind of confirms it, because if I zoom in, there was a SIBI, a volume balance, a breaker block, and all that got kind of faded, and it curled up. On the hourly, it as well looks like a great buy model right here, targeting these highs here. Oh, what's going on there? These highs here, these highs, I think that got swept, yeah. And we have south side sweep. This is the breaker block. Yeah, equal lows. It's probably gonna dig one more time down into the breaker block and curl up. Bitcoin. Again, the last week's annotations, it built some sort of sell side. This is last week's Friday, and because of that build, sell side liquidity build, I wanted to see some buy side turtle soups, and the whole week was a rally towards buy side. It actually took a short-term high here. This might be the TS. I want to see the inversion fair value gap. It could actually dig one more time to the upside and then curl down, raid the equal lows. This is still the bias and the narrative for me for Bitcoin. I want to see how it reacts above 61.2-ish, and then maybe it could target the equal lows. It tends to Bitcoin tends to like to leave these lows or these wicks untouched. That might be the case, but for that I need to see a displacement above this TS level. Unless it displaces above it, I'll be looking for equal lows getting rated here. Same deal as last week, nothing has changed. That was a good run though, because I'm looking at, so I did the annotations on Sunday. Let's look at the close from there to this run. 11%. That's nice. Let me check the 1 hourly though. I think there should be a buy model here. Yep. You can clearly see the buy model here. Equal lows right here. It displaced below. Boom. Which means it's doing more damage, right? Then it ended up being a PO3 basically, traded above here. This is a breaker block essentially, and it displaced. There's a fair value gap. This is in discount. If we measure the range, is it a discount? I mean, kind of discount. So comes down to the discount fair value gap, and leave what does it leave here? It left literally like equal highs here, which means it built buy side liquidity on the minor side, and then dumped, which is a fake move, and ran towards the buy side. This is a confirmation. Like if it's leaving equal highs when it's bullish or when there is a buy side delivery, the discount range EQ or the discount PD area will give you the best setup, and then you can target these highs here. You don't even have to be concerned about this side, the south side of the curve. You just like close your trade here, and be done. You know. But for now, let's see. It seems like it's trading below the south side. Let me go on the 4 hourly. Equal highs got swept. This is mean threshold of the OB is rejecting. So yeah, this could be the turtle soup as well. It doesn't have to trade above the or into the IFVG on the daily. I would favor that. That means more liquidity for downside, but we'll see. For me, for my liking, it has to leave or it has to violate. This is also the daily SIBI, a daily BISI rather. I'm sorry. It has to completely close this gap for me to go short from here. Instead, I would love to see trading into the SIBI BISI of the daily, running this high, then rejecting here, go for sell side. I would love that. It has no business up here. It already swept that high. And as you can see, it's also building liquidity here as well. So yeah, chat time. Yo, what's good, Hans? How are you, bro? Fariz, good to have you, bro. Look at the monthly. The monthly is interesting. Say, wait, hold on. You talking about Bitcoin or Nasdaq? Monthly. The monthly looks interesting. Wait, hold on. Let me. Since I'm on the Bitcoin right now, let's take a look at the Bitcoin's monthly first. The monthly is choppy for me. This could very well be a trap or something, but it could also be a monthly accumulation for more upside on the macro, perspective, because this actually traded into. So here's the flip on the monthly, displaced above this breaker here. It's retested. This is basically the monthly quote-unquote unicorn setup. Retested the breaker, and it's respecting the fair value gap, and it's also building a lot of liquidity on the buy side. These are all relatively equal highs, all of them. The only thing I want to see though is sweep the lows one more time and run. That's the thing I want to see. So run below. What's this level? 49k. Maybe like this BPR area. Let me check the levels. Like somewhere here. Hold on. This is macro thinking though. Like, I would be. It could run the buys from here. It left a lot of buy side, but I don't like how it build sell side here on the last down move. So I would love to see it getting swept into like 49k, 45k, and 43k, somewhere there, and that should be the real, or not real, but like the most impulsive bullish run in targeting all these highs here. And that would be the best case scenario, obviously, for spot buys. I would love to see this, or here the extreme BPR here, which is at 40k, sub 40. You know, Bitcoin loves those big numbers, or even numbers rather. That's consolidation to go higher. That's true. That's true. It actually is. It market loves to do. Market loves to accumulate, in the unicorn area, or unicorn area. What I mean by that is basically like breaker block with a fair value gap after the first shift. It likes to accumulate in those levels a lot, because price accumulating, meaning people are getting into the move. The more time it spends there, usually the faster it is. Bitcoin has some gnarly equal highs. Exactly. If you're bullish on NQ all-time highs, how are you bear on Bitcoin? I'm not bear at all, at least for now. Like, for me to be macro bear for Bitcoin, let me see. Hold on. Let me go to the daily. For me to go macro bear on Bitcoin, this should make rally above the highs one more time, clear all these highs, okay, all these highs, and then slows down and curl down. In that case, I would be bearish, but I need to see the reaction at the highs first. I'm not bearish right now. I just want to see these lows getting swept first, then a run. But if I was trading Bitcoin, I would be willing to be buying below 49k. That's basically what I mean. This looks like a bearish order flow for me for now, in terms of narrative. I'm talking about narrative here. So here, look, building buy side, dumping, seeking sell side here, right? Then it tries to go for the buy side, fails. Where does it fail? It fails at let's see, this inversion fair value gap right there. Okay, it fails there, and here it does one more time. It does damage one more time to the buy side, dumps, right? It not dump. There's an inversion fair value gap in the buy side purge. Okay, that's the first short setup. Then there is you can use this breaker as well for a short, and it goes for these equal lows and sweeps it, right? Then it tries to run one more time, comes up to let me see. Is this the breaker? Not really. Comes up to this order block here, right there. Right? Does damage to the buy side here, and loses the bullish fair value gap, the BISI, right? And along the way, it does more damage for the buy side again. So once it loses that, I'm like, okay, it formed a bearish order block. Lost the fair value gap, so it is in a bearish order flow for now, at least, right? Retests. So hold on, let me clean this. Retests the here SIBI. It couldn't even reach up to its CE, which means it's indicating weakness, right? And comes down, did not engage with sell side, which means it's building sell side liquidity. Thus, for me, this means it will want to sweep that low here, both of them, before going for the highs, because as of now it's still in a bearish order flow, and that should be the real catalyst for 70 plus K levels, in my opinion. We'll see. We go step by step. I keep looking at the let me see, the hourly here, or the 4 hourly. Let me see the 4 hour. Yeah, the hourly looks easier. I want to see some sort of sell side sweep. Alright, the 3 monthly on Bitcoin simplifies a lot. Quarterly chart is so underrated, bro. I love the quarterly chart for stocks, for indices, for Bitcoin as well. I love it. For now, it looks bullish. Question is how the narrative will be. What is the top? What is the bottom? But Bitcoin always does this, fades into demand, and everyone gets scared. That's the thing. Like, imagine Bitcoin dropping below 50K. I think that'll be the real catalyst for the all-time highs. 50K even, like below 50K, I would be willing to be a buyer, honestly. And as long as DXY is bearish, I think that should be bullish Bitcoin, right? If they're really correlation. What is good here for spot? If you wait for the equal highs, you will not lose money. What price you go in, these highs are high probability. Yep, that's true. That's for spots though. If you're trading with features and leverage, that's definitely not the case though. You got to be more precise. Lots of friends, traders are totally frustrated. This is what Bitcoin does, totally normal. This is where, you know what I like to do with Bitcoin, honestly? I don't like to trade long-term positions because my personality doesn't allow it. I change my mind all the time. And what I like to do is I literally just like to trade the 15-minute time frame, and that's it. If you want to make money, trade the 15. Look at this. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Like, equal highs is left, right? This is the 15-minute time frame. This is literally what you can do. Equal highs is left, untouched. So here, equal lows. Once it sweeps it, it leaves equal lows again. So you wait for one more purge. And that reaction, if it reacts to these equal lows, you buy that, target this, and close it. Boom. That's it. Like, this is the OB, breakaway gap, you know, whatever you want to trade. You can also combine time frame combine time frames for entries as well. Like, you don't have to stick to it. But for me, this is what Bitcoin allows me to do. I can't swing trade. I want to close the trade. And pretty clean. This is probably might be a SMT also. Let me check that. Checking that for you, Mr. Freeze. I think it should be an SMT. And this happens on a Sunday, on a Saturday, if you're bored. And this is basically what I'm going to do with this a small account challenge with Bitcoin. Let me see. Yeah, no divergence there. It doesn't even have to though. This reaction tells it all. But anyways, this is where DCA should be considered, honestly, with a high probability equal highs. Rejection block is, I don't believe in DCA. Your skill level is way above that. I'm skipping all that. Alright guys, I actually want to check Nasdaq one more time on the lower time frame. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm missing a point that I wanted to make, but let me check the gap. Oh, it already turned red. It's going for the sell side already. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If it's not gonna leave these equal lows, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's forming equal lows, that means you stay away from it until it jacks to the upside. Then you fade that move and target the equal lows. Period. That's it. Looks nice. It probably is gonna sweep the 478 and then probably gonna end up being a PO3 there. And with the 6 o'clock open, it also left relatively equal highs as well. But anyways, we don't trade Asia. Guys, do you guys have any questions or anything before I wrap it up? I feel fine about this analysis. This is buy model. Depends on the reaction where you're going to be expecting more upside or not. A reaction off of 694. Do you have a stream schedule? Glad you asked. I have an appointment tomorrow. I'll be skipping the whole session tomorrow, unfortunately. Other than that, I'm planning to stream basically the rest of the week. I'll announce it, but I'm planning to stream Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon session, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, 4 days. The only thing I'm not gonna be available is gonna be tomorrow. I have an appointment. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be out of my trading office, which is my home. Bro, you're more than welcome to just come and say hi, bro. I know you're busy though. No pressure. When you're not, when you're free, come say hi. Let's brainstorm. I love podcast kind of streams sometimes. You cannot skill your whole life. You meeting TJ gonna break down that door. Yo, Farid, I meant to ask you. I saw your comment earlier on Twitter. Actually, not on Twitter. Your message in general chat here right before I started the stream. I was gonna ask you. I remember you closed your futures account a couple months ago. I was wondering if you redepoted and started trading again, or no, you didn't. Okay, just wanted to ask.